Hello, mega exercises. This is the muscle lady here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
Hashtag exercise your muscle.
Oh, mega exercises. I'm so overwhelmed with the feedback I've been receiving from mega exercises, first time viewers, on how they are firstly discovering that they've got this talent muscle and how they are investing more time into exercising their muscle. Therefore, it's resulting in more power, more influence with their talent muscle. I'm so happy that we are all growing, we are all learning from these videos. So please keep on letting me know, keep on letting the team know about the progress you are making and also the challenges you're facing, as you're gaining more experience, as you're exercising your muscles. So firstly, I'd like to shout out, as you've probably noticed, with the past few videos, I got a present from one of the mega exercises. Shout out, Avika. Thank you so much. So guys, week 8 on this series that we are calling Power. Oh wow, so I'm sure by now, if you skipped this lesson in high school, by now you are loving this equation, you are loving this powerful power equation that we're dealing with, and you understand it a bit better, right? Like I promised, by the end of this series, not only are you going to understand this equation, but you are going to love it because you're going to see you are applying it to your everyday life, sharp? So let's look at our powerful equation. Power equals to energy over time. And how we've translated this in our journey of exercising our muscle is that the amount of power or influence you have depends on you exercising your muscle over time. So the amount of time you put into exercising your muscle results in the amount of influence or power you will have with this talent muscle that you're given. If you invest more time, the influence automatically goes up. If you invest little time, no time, the influence becomes zero. People don't even know that you've got this talent muscle, that you've got this power in you, you're just dormant and you live an ordinary, unfulfilling life, right? So over the past, guys, if you've missed any of the past videos, please go back because it's just building up and it's helping us understand what this equation, what the relevance of this equation is to our lives and to us exercising this muscle, right? So last week we looked at the type of materials that transfer power. We looked at this a conductor, there's insulators. So conductors, you allow the power to flow through you because it's in there. You allow it and you convert that power that you're born with into real power that people can use. And if you're an insulator, you're walking around with this power in you and you never really fulfill or make people realize you've got this power, and people never really benefit from what they were supposed to benefit in you. Remember, you are born with a talent muscle, not only for your benefit, but it is for the benefit of the people in your world. This power is supposed to let the light shine, it's supposed to simplify people's life, it's supposed to answer questions that they have. Your counting talent muscle is there to help people, is there to simplify their lives, is there to keep them out of trouble with the SARS. Your talent muscle is there to simplify, to help, to beautify people's lives in your world. It's not just for you, right? So it's your responsibility to discover this talent muscle that you have, to convert this power that you have into usable, fruitful power that people can use. In one of the previous videos, we actually looked at the type of videos and we said types of powers, and we said if you're not converting this power that you're given, this natural gift that you're given into usable gift, you're causing load shedding. And we all know how uncomfortable it is, especially when it's moving in between the stages. You not finding out what your talent muscle is, you not exercising it, people not benefiting from it, is causing frustration in the world around you. Imagine if you didn't know any accountant and you couldn't do it yourself. The frustration you had. Imagine, excuse me, imagine you wake up and your geyser is just like all blown up and you didn't know any plumber. The frustration you would have if that person did not exercise their muscle. Your life would be in much frustration. So you not finding what your talent muscle is and exercising it, you are causing frustration in people in your world's life. So today we will be looking at electric current. Electrical current is the flow of the energy through the circuit, right? So through the conductor. Remember we spoke about what a conductor is? It allows the flow. So electric current is that flow. And it consists of protons, electrons, so positive and negative charges, right? And these two attract. So one thing to note about the charges is that like charges, they repel. So positive and a positive repel, and then a positive and a negative, they attract. So unlike charges attract. Okay, I know this went over some of you guys, so let's just relate this to our talent muscle. As a conductor, as you are allowing this power that you know exists in you to flow, we are now talking about this flow of power, right? So what would signify the positive and the negative charges in this flow? So I want to term the positive as your strengths and then the negatives as your weaknesses. Funny enough, your strengths don't always just attract your strengths. In your flow, you've got strengths and your weaknesses. And somehow, these two must attract to flow so that the power can flow through you. What am I saying, muscle lady? Rewind. What are you saying? Basically, what I'm saying is, for this power to flow and create for this power in you to flow, for you to be able to exercise it, and then it to become real power that people can use. In this flow will be your strengths, will be your weaknesses. Somehow you must be able to attract the two, make sure they flow concurrently, they flow in unison, so that you are able to exercise your muscle. Let's take my life for example, right? So I just want to show you how practical this is. So muscle lady, my strength is communicating, encouraging. That's a strength, talk but positive talking. Then one of my weakness is that I talk. I give positive feedback. It's a strength and a weakness. Why is it a weakness? Because sometimes I give it when it's not needed, right? I talk when I haven't really read the room. Is my opinion needed? Is my motivation needed, right? So in the past, I used to just give it and it wouldn't be appreciated because I had not read the situation properly. So how have I learned to use my strength and my weakness together to let the flow, the power in me flow so that you can benefit? I've taken the strength of positive speaking, encourager, energy, good vibes, and I've taken my weakness also of, I just speak whenever I'm given or not even given the opportunity. Now how I've worked the two together, I read the situation, I read the room first. Okay, I'm not just gonna come flood you with my positivity, like even hugs, like I would just come at you, Firstly, I read your body language, I read the situation, marry the two, get your strength and your weakness to attract so that the power can flow through you and the power can be convert it into positive, usable energy, if I'm just flooding my positivity and my energy onto somebody, they're not going to use it, right? So I'm blocking the flow. Where I'm thinking I'm letting the flow go through, the power flow, I'm actually blocking it. And somebody's like, too much. So you need to learn first what your strengths are and your weaknesses. Get the two to attract so that the power can flow. Standing. Okay, let's make another example. Maybe your talent muscle is a plumber. Okay, you're a plumber, and your strength is that burner pipe water. You work magic in the bathroom. Wherever there's water and there's pipes, you work magic. Your weakness could be you don't really clean up after you're not really the cleanest person, right? Which is maybe one of the weaknesses of most plumbers, right? They are good, skilled people, and when it comes to cleaning, it's a weakness. How do they? So you, as a client, now wanting a plumber service, you don't want a dirty place. What would this plumber have to do for the strength and the weakness to work together so that you can benefit from this power that they have? They would have to learn that after they've messed up, they need to clean just that part, not really clean your whole house. You understand? So kind of marry, maybe that's a bad example and it's not the best, but look at your strength, look at your weakness. They have to work in unison together. Otherwise, if they're clashing, people cannot benefit. There's no flow. You're blocking the flow of the power. And if there's no flow, people cannot experience the benefit, the talent that you have. So another example, say now you are an events coordinator. That's your talent muscle. Event, like any project, big or small, you can make it happen. It's natural to you to organize people, to organize things. That's the power that is in you, right? But how do we experience that? How do we benefit from that talent muscle? So as you are letting this power flow through you, remember the positive, your positive characteristics are there. The negatives, your weakness, are there also. You need to get the two to work together. So your positives is, you know what? Relationships, man, it's easy for you. You can get this person to do this. That's your strength. Then the weakness is probably timekeeping for you. You just can't keep time. That's your weakness. When they say it needs to be there 9:30, how do you marry the two? When the event when you need to be at a place by 9, make it an hour earlier. Tell your mind that I need to be there at 8. Somehow you'll be there before 9. You understand? So, but for you to be able to marry or to attract your positive and your negative so that they can flow and this power can flow through you as the conductor, you need to know what are your positives. You need to know what are your weaknesses. Some of us think, as I'm exercising this muscle, there are no weaknesses. Guys, positive and negative attract. Unlike charges attract, unfortunately, you live on earth. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. So in you, in this flow, there is positives and negatives that attract each other. So you need to know what are your positives, what are your strengths. You need to know what are your weaknesses so that it doesn't catch you by offside, like how, and then you don't want to sabotage yourself. You don't want your weaknesses to sabotage the flow. As you are exercising your muscle and you're converting this energy into real power, you do not want your weaknesses to hinder this exercising your muscle. You don't want you don't want it to catch you offside. So go and do some introspection. Understand yourself. Understand, this is what I'm good at. This comes natural. These are my, Mona Bona. I'm good at this. But also, learn what your weaknesses are. Remember, the coin has two sides, the head and the tail. Everything has a positive and a negative. The way you let the power flow through as a conductor, now remember, now you know that, or you have accepted that you're a conductor. There's positive and negative charge in this flow. Do not let the negative catch you off hand and therefore hinder the flow of this power. Know your strengths. Definitely know your weaknesses. Why? Because now you can work to... It's like risk management, guys. Once you know what you're weak at, and once you know what you're positive at, you make them work together so that this power can flow through you. I hope you understand what I mean by make the two work, because nobody is perfect, guys. You are good at this gift. But your weaknesses do not nullify that you've got this talent muscle. The negative, the electrons, do not nullify that there's power, And as you want to make this power flow through you, the positive and the negative are there, and they attract. You do not want to be caught off-site. So make sure that you know what your weaknesses are. Go and study. You need to study yourself, right? You're a product now, right? Your talent muscle is a product. And to efficiently deliver on your promises, your events, your products, you need to know what the negatives are. Have you seen with medicine, there's side effects, the negatives of taking this, but then they tell you the positives also. Everything has a strength and a weakness. You're no different. You've got positives and negatives that are going to be flowing through this current, flowing through and bringing out this power. For you not to be caught offside, for you not to hinder the flow, you need to know what your weaknesses are. And once you know them, they're there, right? They're there. But how do you make sure that the positive and the negative work together so that this power can flow, and then you can convert this power that you have into usable energy that the people in your world can benefit from? This is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle. Thank you for watching this video. I truly value you. Please share the link with your family and friends so that they may also find benefit in it. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. Click here for the previous videos in this series of power, and click here for the previous series on the caterpillar. Until next time, this is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
#exercise your muscle.